What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well today. So I want to talk about the big news, and that is, of course, the Battlefield 2018 information that's been coming out, as well how this information is even coming out in the first place, because it's definitely fascinating to say the least. So yesterday, after playing some Turning Tides, I jumped onto the Battlefield Reddit page to see how the community was receiving the new DLC, but instead found at the very top a Battlefield 2018 video. So I went to go watch the video, and I found it really fascinating, more because of the YouTuber's name I was unfamiliar with. So this YouTuber's name is Almighty Dak, and he was giving out some information about Battlefield 2018, and Reddit was upvoting it, and I was curious how this information was coming out. So I went to go on Google and thought maybe, he got on board some information that maybe a larger news outlet, had delivered, and, maybe released some information from DICE. I don't know, it felt pretty soon for DICE to bring out information about Battlefield 2018, so I typed it on Google, and I found some news outlets talking about it, but they were referring back to this YouTuber, and were talking about how he's predicted previous Battlefield titles in the past. And so I went to go look at those other videos, and he predicted a lot of things back in Battlefield 1 before Battlefield 1 came out, and I was unfamiliar with all this mainly because before Battlefield 1 came out, I was consumed with playing Halo 5 and wasn't as in tune which was what was going on with the Battlefield community at the time. So I went to go watch that video of him predicting so many things correctly about Battlefield 1. I mean, he named the title itself. He said it was going to be Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 2000 or Battlefield 1918. He named the War Pigeon game. He was like, there's going to be a pigeon game. He's like, I know it sounds weird, but trust me on this, or don't trust me and find out later. It's just the way he delivered it. I found it even like more like funny and just hilarious and just awesome altogether, because it made me feel like he was like in a dark alley, like on the most secure laptop, giving out this information. And then once he was done with it, he dropped it into a garbage bin, lit it on fire, and then walked out the alleyway. Trying to stay as low key as possible. Trying to stay on the run from DICE, because DICE is hunting him down and trying to find out, all the information about this guy. And I don't know. I just found it was all around pretty fascinating. I mean, he predicted, the new operations game. He said there's gonna be a conquest mode mixed in with Rush that was gonna have one side attacking, one side defending. He named the new Star Wars Battlefront game. He didn't call it Star Wars Battlefront 2, but he called it that the DICE was going to be working on another game that was going to come out in 2017. He called it all the way back in 2016, right? So, I mean, he was right on so many things. He named out so many of the map names. Like, there's so many things about it that was just, it was so awesome and as well hilarious. Just the way he was delivering it, point after point, just going right at it. And then reading the comments below, so many people were like time traveler and all this type of stuff. I don't know, I was just dying the whole time when I was last night reading all this stuff. It was just so funny. So but yeah, definitely props to this guy. I'll link down that video down below, but that brings me into this video that he did bring out, which was Battlefield 2018. And with all the back history with this guy of him being correct, assuming he's right, DICE is going to move into a Bad Company 3 game where they're going to bring out a Vietnam War era, a Cold War era, where they're going to kind of go off of the history of it and kind of give the developers more creative of a landscape to play with. And so that's pretty fascinating, how they want to extend the life of this Battlefield or this Bad Company 3 title, and they want it to keep the community around longer. If you guys have been around for the Battlefield 1 game, you notice that after the first DLC, They Shall Not Pass, came out, the population dropped dramatically. And so they want to try to, keep the community around longer. And so, yeah, that's definitely pretty interesting how DICE is approaching that. He addressed, how there's going to be more close quarters combat in the game, and how they want to bring out more customizations and all these type of things about it. It's really fascinating, to say the least. He even addressed some of the transactions, how they're going to go about with transactions, possibly with the whole Battlefield 4 battle packs, and how they were, talked about how the stuff with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and how they're not going to go about the microtransactions in that way, which is obvious, of course, because DICE is in kind of a rock and a hard place right now, because of their whole fiasco they did with the Battlefront 2 issue, but as well wanting to leave the pay-to-play area. So they kind of put themselves in a terrible situation, in my opinion, off of what they dealt with the pay-to-play, and then with the fiasco they did with the microtransactions. So we'll see how they turn out with this. Hopefully it works out the best, because I'm the type of person who wants everyone to win here. So I hope DICE gets it right and you know, pull something out that works well for the community, where we can have an awesome game coming out here for Battlefield 2018. But I would be curious to hear how you guys feel about this. How do you feel about a Vietnam War era game? I find it pretty interesting. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I like the idea they're going to bring in this is an era where helicopters really thrived during that time, and you know, you have helicopter gameplay would come back in. You know, we have more modern weapons that are relevant to this day, like the, you know, the M16, the AK-47. You know, all that type of stuff will, you know, be, you know, brought back into our titles, and all the other customizations, and the fact that they're not really going down a historical path. So this stuff is going to be, you know, kind of, you know, maybe, you know, secret stuff that could have possibly happened, or things of that nature. So that would be pretty interesting what DICE can do there. Gives them a lot of, you know, play with creativity, and see how maybe that can relate to their whole, you know, type of microtransactions and customability that they're going to bring into the game. I don't know how it's all going to work out. It's going to be pretty interesting. Again, I'm very curious to hear what you guys feel about this. Again, how do you feel about a Vietnam War game? Like, does that, you know, interest you at all? Is that something that would going to keep you around, you know, playing Battlefield? I know a lot of people on the channel are already, you know, very hyped on Battlefield in general as it is. So again, let me know down below if you guys are more interested maybe in something different, where you're looking forward to more of a, you know, futuristic, modern, or maybe a little bit more modern approach to the game, or, you know, what was your, you know, thought process of what DICE would have done, and how you feel about it all in all together. And even when it comes to the information coming out in general, how do you feel about how this information is coming out? Because it's definitely pretty fascinating. Again, I was having a good time here, and it definitely props to this guy for bringing this stuff out. It's yeah, definitely pretty interesting to say the least. So again, go check out his channel and his videos down below. His name's Almighty Dak. And that's it for you guys today. I appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I will catch you guys again later. Peace.